This is Soundwave Live, and I'm Jessica Carl.
My name is JUAN COON.
And I'm Gene Groove Allen.
And we're here at Soundwave Live, all about music, talk, vibes, and culture.
Yes, yes.
Culture and vibes.
Culture and vibes?
Yeah.
Culture and vibes.
Vibing culture.
That's right,
Culture
that's
and
right.
vibes. So, you know, there's so much going on in the media, so much, and we could talk about the obvious stuff, but Juan, I know you got something to say. What do you want to talk about?
Oh, you're going to open it up for me, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
All right. So, my topic today that I'd like to discuss, celebrity beefs.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, over the years, you have certain celebrities that, for some reason, one reason or another, they don't get along. They don't like each other. And now, what's your take? Help me name some classic celebrity beefs that you know of.
Okay, well, what about the Cardi B, Nicki Minaj?
Okay.
Right.
That's a good one.
Okay.
Let's take it a little further back.
Yeah, yeah. For me, the biggest one I knew about was 50 and Ja Rule.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they still.
Well, for me, I mean, since we're on 50 Cent,
No.
50 Cent got beef with a lot of people. 50 Cent, Rick Ross,
Yeah.
50 Cent, Fat Joe,
Yeah,
50 Cent,
yeah.
Jadakiss.
Yeah.
Any more?
Kanye West and Taylor Swift.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what? Yep. Aha. KRS and MC Shan.
Oh, man, he took it back.
They're taking it way,
I
way
had to.
back.
I had to.
Kumo D and LL Cool J.
But
I used to love Kumo D.
I still do.
it was more like, you know, as we go back, it's funny because, yeah, there was controversy. Well, records. It was all about these records that were going at each other.
Right.
Now it's changed a lot.
Yeah. Oh, we cannot forget Tupac and Notorious Big. Can't forget that, because I think that's where the trajectory of the celebrity beef changed.
Yeah.
Definitely.
With Tupac and Big. And you know, it kind of pitted a coast against the coast, West Coast versus East Coast. And but one of the things I wanted to bring to light about celebrity beefs is, what is the intention of the beef? Like, initially, a beef was a tool that you could use to get record sales.
Yep.
You know, you can get they use it as marketing.
Marketing,
You can promote your artist. You can get notoriety with your artist based on a beef with some popular dude. There's always the number one guy that they go after.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
So, but nowadays the celebrity beefs just are out of control. It's like everybody has a beef.
Everybody. And that's not just music. That's comedy.
Oh my God! Yeah, comedy.
But it's interesting because, I don't know, it's always seemed like it's a certain demographic.
Well, yeah, you know, Gary Owen and Bill Burr not going at each other's necks. You know.
So do you think it's, I mean, let's talk about music. Do you think it's the industry or the record labels pitting people against each other? Like, which ones do you think were actual real
Man,
beefs?
that's funny.
Who knows?
To be honest with you, I really can't say I know, because nowadays I think a lot of artists are just using that beef thing to get attention.
Yeah.
To get notoriety, to get you know, people, you know, checking them out, getting views. A lot of people are doing it
For views.
to go viral.
Man, stay relevant.
Relevant, yeah, yes. I mean, you know, it's very interesting. But to discuss Cat Williams, he actually is a very intelligent person,
Incredibly intelligent.
and you know, he set the internet on fire with his views. And these are things that he said that he's said over the years. There's nothing he said he hasn't said before. But for some reason, what he's saying seems to resonate now.
That's true. That's very true.
So
why would it resonate more for a man that has been saying the same thing? Is it the platform he was on? Is it the availability of more people listening or using the internet to get their info or entertain? What is that scenario?
I think that's a big part of it, like reaching so many more people than you could have reached before if it was just a stand-up or not even a Netflix special, but think of how many more people saw that interview than they would his stand-up comedy if it wasn't on the internet.
To be honest with you, I really, I can't even really call it. I mean, if you think about it, he got that notoriety by talking to Shannon Sharp on Club Shay Shay.
Yep.
And Shannon Sharp is just he's a startup. He's just basically getting into the game.
Not anymore.
I mean, it's something about what he said, who he said it to, and the message. Now people are going on Shannon Sharp and airing out whoever they want to air out.
Airing everybody. And it after that happened, his price, his sponsorship, his platform, it's crazy.
And that's dope. That's dope. I mean,
but
I guess.
Would you say that those were beefs that he's just putting it out there?
Well, I think he addressed individual beefs that he's had because he was very, very definitive about what he had to say.
Specific.
Yeah. So I think he has beefs. But these other people that are going for him and going for Shannon Sharp and just in general, the comedians, which is crazy to me. I mean, if you think about it, comedy is supposed to be something that makes people feel good.
Yep.
You know?
Still does.
But all the comedians seem to be like going at each other's necks.
I know.
Yeah. It's, I don't know if it's a way, and like you said, you talked about the marketing piece. Is it a way to get that moment of that lightning strike and hoping that, hey, they saw me and now my price has changed from yesterday to today? Because I think a lot of it has a lot to do with them thinking that's going to happen. I really do, because Godfrey was on just a while ago, and I love Godfrey. He's a really incredible, intelligent guy, comedian, and he made a comment. They were talking about Country Wayne, and then Country Wayne said something about him on his internet, and all of a sudden now they're going back and forth, and it started on Club Shay Shay.
I saw that, I caught that, and I'm gonna say this. I think that was just a misunderstanding.
I do too.
I think Godfrey misunderstood what Country Wayne was saying in one of his interviews. And he also got offended at the thing when he goes, if you're still in the club, you're not really doing it. I mean, maybe he took that personal because he's still in clubs. And Country Wayne just happens to be doing venues and stadiums. He's doing it. But, that was just that was a misunderstanding of what someone said.
Yeah. Which happened.
Which is not really a beef. 50 Cent and Rick Ross, that's a beef.
They go at it.
So
all the time.
How much do you feel like the fan base plays into these beefs or fuels? Beefs?
I personally, I think what it is that if someone says something negative to somebody and it's public, you got to respond in a certain way. You have to respond. If you don't respond, you look crazy. A lot of people get into that to save face.
But so you saying that, what's wrong with not responding? Because there's certain levels. If you're at a certain level, I'm gonna be honest. There's people that have said things about me, against me, but I'm at that level where what you're saying, you talking to ants now.
Right. Well, I mean, Jay-Z.
Nothing personal.
Jay-Z doesn't respond to everything.
No.
He ignores just about 99% of the stuff
Everything.
that gets thrown his way. Whereas 50 Cent will respond to anybody and everybody.
That's true.
But see, it works for 50 Cent because 50 Cent goes viral.
Yeah.
He has that shock value.
Shock value.
The stuff that he says, it's just, he says
shocking.
whatever.
It's
shocking.
50 you're shocking 50.
Yeah, pretty much.
Shout out to 50 Cent.
But I mean, Joe Budden, for example. Joe Budden is pretty measured, would you say?
Yeah, pretty much so.
He doesn't really respond to everything.
No.
Anybody.
But he doesn't have. Once again, he's at that tier. He's at that level where,
he's at the top of the hill.
Yeah.
So why does he need to respond to everybody?
And what people and the way some people will say, well, you didn't save face. Other people will say, like, why are you responding?
Yeah.
You there.
Yeah.
And that, I think that's important
too. You make the person that started it look foolish.
Yeah.
Well, especially if they keep harping on it.
Yeah. But I'm talking about, like, let's talk about Beyonce and the Beehive, or Nicki Minaj and her, the Barbs.
The Barbs, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they will go on attack.
Yeah, man. That's a modern phenomenon.
Yeah, no, really bad, where people have to leave social media, or I mean, so when you're talking these beefs, how accountable should these celebrities be if it's their fan bases going at each other?
Well, I think everybody should be accountable if they incite action.
But how can you say what you said? It's a hard way to prove it. You might see someone might say something and another fan might act out on it, but I can say I didn't mean for them to.
Oh yeah, well,
you know what I mean?
I mean, look, it's one thing to incite somebody to do something, to get up on social media platform and say, "Hey guys, I want you to do X, Y, and Z."
Yeah, big difference.
Because now everyone will go back to that clip and roll it back and say, "You said this, you said that."
But unfortunately, fans will interpret what they want to interpret when they want to interpret it.
Yo, some of these fan bases are crazy. Like, look, like you got Doja Cat, her fan base, Nicki, Megan Thee Stallion.
They're for real.
If you disagree or don't like something, they're gonna get at you.
Like you know who has an interesting fan base?
Who?
Sexy Red.
Okay.
Yeah.
Her fan base is interesting because they ride for her, yo.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that are like turned off about some of that presentation. But her fan base will not have it. You cannot disparage Sexy Red. What do you think about that?
I think that's how most of these fan bases are. Like, they idolize these people.
My man was just at a party last night, and he said, the ages was like from 28 to, let's say, 38, and they played Sexy Red back to back to back, and they would not leave the dance floor.
But yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was at an event one time because I DJ, and I was playing, and this lady came up to me. She was about like 42 years old, and she said, "Can you play that Sexy Red song?" And I said, and she started to say the name. I said, "Don't say it." I know which one you.
I got you.
I know which one you mean. But yo, I put that song on, right? And let me tell you, them 48, 50-year-old people jumped on that floor, started dancing. I was like, I thought I was, and this was a suit and tie event.
Oh, well, sometimes you gotta let your hair down.
Sometimes you gotta let it go.
That's true? Would you dance to Sexy Red?
Why not?
Do you?
I mean, I'm trying to think if I've been to a party recently when they played her. I don't think so.
Oh,
but I would. But I don't think I've been to.
We gonna put that to the test tonight.
Okay.
We bringing you out tonight. We gonna
see. Throw on Sexy Red. I dance to anything, man. I dance to samba, rumba. I dance to opera.
This dude right here, he gets busy. He gets busy to everything.
I'm trying to think of the last, if I've been to a party where they played her. I don't know. Maybe I didn't.
Sexy Red is a very interesting. Yo, her fan base, though, getting back to the topic, her fan bases, they ride for her. You cannot disparage her. You can't say nothing negative about her. So, shout out to Sexy Red.
Shout out.
So,
but I guess that's what fan bases should do. They ride for you, but when it gets too far, what's too far?
Well, I think too far is kind of like somebody like, number 45. Former president
and his people.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, I'll be honest with you. If you're gonna say, I want you to hurt somebody or something like that, and people actually consider doing it, I think that that's a big.
It's dangerous.
It's dangerous.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, no.
That accountability you talked about is important because, individually we can stand and believe in things, but if it's a collective group and you are triggering something within them, that's like pointing a loaded gun.
Triggering to violence is where I draw the line. I'm like, nah, you can't get up. I mean, you'd be surprised though. A lot of people don't. Well, maybe they don't know. I don't know, but you don't know when you reach a certain plateau of celebrity. Your voice is heavy,
real heavy,
Exactly.
heavy. You say something and it resonates, and people act on what you say.
True.
And they do what you say do, and that. Sometimes I don't think a lot of these people think before they tell people to do stuff.
Well, I mean, Power, talking about 50 Cent, the Power series, the first one with Angela and what was the St. Patrick?
Yeah,
okay. All right. So Angela was getting death threats all the time because of her character. So it's like,
that's a good actress.
Yeah, but she's getting death threats and has to, not maybe temporarily shut down social media because of the way the viewers see her.
Yo, what was that movie where the husband was really mean to the wife and then got sick?
Wait, Diary of a Mad Black
Oh
Woman?
man, that
he got shot. That's what he was. And he was
and he was like injured.
Yeah, he was wheelchair bound.
And she had to take care of him. And people hate that dude to this day.
To this day.
I know.
But that was a good part though. That was a good
Especially
scene.
when she rolled him
When
right
she dumped him
into
in
the
that
tub.
bathtub, and he was bumping the bubble. Name is Eugene.
Oh man.
But we have a tendency to see that actor as that character.
Always.
Even when the movie is well over, you always see that. Like Blair Underwood. Like I still can't look at him the same way.
From another Tyler Perry.
It was another Tyler Perry movie.
Tyler Perry
No, I
is
think
getting
it was Shout
out to Tyler Perry.
Shout out to Tyler. Tyler's got some images cemented in your head. Oh,
But
what about
Blair Underwood used to be on LA Law,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And he was just this heartthrob.
Yeah,
just,
true.
And then you see this Tyler Perry movie and it's like, I could never look at him the same way.
Jill Scott when she was in the Tyler Perry movie?
Tyler Perry. Shout out to Tyler.
That's Jill
Shout out
Scott.
to
Bringing the
Jill.
worst out in people, clearly.
I felt so bad for Jill Scott. I was like, damn. I was like, oh, you gonna do her like that, bro? That was cold. It was cold.
It was. But that's the beauty of acting. Unfortunately, it comes into the reality where that fan base or those people that watch that particular actor, listen to this particular singer, or whoever it is in that celebrity status, they just get a little they get hinged, cemented, like you said. It's cemented like him. He shouldn't have done that.
You know what? I just remembered something. I forgot. We're sitting next to an actor.
Oh, yeah.
We're sitting next to an actor. Let's interview him. Let's
To be or not to be.
So let me ask you a question. You've done a couple of movie roles. You've done a couple of big movies.
Yeah. I've done some things. It's funny because now the business has changed. We all talking about change, about how fans used to be like, I like you, to fans now I'll kill you because she said so.
Yeah.
Presidents and actors used to do their job, but now it's not about acting anymore. Mm-hmm. It's about those clicks, those views. Mm-hmm. There are shows now where they will bring in people, let's say a cooking show. Mm-hmm. They're great cooks, but I bet you they have 25, 30, 50,000 followers on that show because now I don't have to advertise.
Right.
I got these people watching. And that's changed a lot of the taste in actors' mouths. For me, I love doing it because, I act crazy.
Oh yeah, okay. You had some pretty iconic roles. The House Party.
Yeah. House Party 1. Shout out to the Hudlin brothers.
No doubt.
House Party 1, House Party 2. What's Love Got to Do with it?
What's Love Got to Do with it?
Shout out to Tina Turner. R.I.P. Tina Turner. Boomerang.
I was like, you was in Boomerang.
Yeah. Shout out to the Hudlin brothers again.
I just looked that up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to watch all these movies.
I researched you, bro.
Yeah, you know,
he hate when I do this. He hates when I do this.
It's funny because you can say like, "Google me."
Yo, I googled you, bro. I googled you.
What's love got to do with it?
So what love got to do with it? I played the club owner who introduced Ike to Tina, and to me, even though House Party 1 and House Party 2 was incredible roles, that was the first time like I really had to go in and audition. Okay. And that whole experience of auditioning, Reuben Cannon was one of the executive producers, and I would have gotten a bigger role, but I wasn't tall enough. I would have been in the band.
How tall are you? You're like 6'1".
I'm 5'11", but the band members were like 6'2". I'm like, they basketball players. I said, I can put on some high shoes or something.
Put on some stilettos.
I put stilettos. But it was so great because I was able to literally, we're sitting in the makeup room and I'm sitting with Lawrence Fishburne and Angela Bassett and I'm just getting jewels and they're just talking about, it was crazy. It was one of my greatest experiences ever.
That's dope. That's dope.
Ever.
You got whose topic? You got a topic?
I got a topic. So it's interesting. We just talked about music, and I was going to talk about the difference between R&B crooners of yesterday and today. But music has three components, and I'm going to utilize you because you both are entertainers, singers, etc., producers, DJ. There is the art of selling the records. Mm-hmm. There's the piece of publishing, mm-hmm. and there's touring. Mm-hmm. But artists are not making any money anymore. Mm-hmm. They're not selling records anymore. Mm-hmm. And if you're not selling records, they don't really know you if you're not that savvy with your internet or your platform. And it's almost to the point where the music business has really changed. It's not what me and you used to know about.
Yep. Well,
tell me about and so there's more to it. But go. What's your first idea about that scenario?
I'm gonna let you go first.
I think you should go first.
Really?
I'm still trying to figure out what he's asking.
Okay. Well, all right.
What do you think about the music business from what it used to be to what it is now, in terms of artistry and how artists do what they do?
Well, I'll say it from this perspective because I worked for an independent record label. I worked for a major record label. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you this. Back then, you could put out an album and you could sell it for $35, $40. Mm-hmm. If you put out a double album. Mm-hmm. Man, that thing cost about $3 or $4 to make. Some artists were going selling 10 million records. Yeah. That's one artist. Wow. So you see the money?
Yep.
Yeah.
Those labels were making money. They were making a lot of money, bro, off of physical product.
Physical products. Mm.
Physical product. I have something and it's in the store. You can buy it. We get paid. That's how that worked.
Gotcha.
Man, that MP3 came along. Man,
decimated.
That CD came along.
Tore up everybody.
Man, let me tell you something. And I have very vivid memories because I was working for Warner Atlantic at the time.
Wow.
And I remember we used to go on company trips. We used to get, there were bonuses. And people was getting paid. Every time a record did well, and you had all kind of artists.
Everybody was.
And then all of a sudden.
What happened?
Bro, them slips started flying because they stopped buying records. People stopped buying records. And that's what's driving the whole thing with music. I mean, if you think about it, mm-hmm. every major artist that you love has a side hustle now.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
They have a side hustle where somebody's got a clothing line. Somebody's got eyeliner. They got alcohol.
Yeah.
You ain't nobody making no money in music anymore, man. I'm sorry. I hate to say it, but
it's sad, but it's true.
So,
and the bigger picture is, and I'm not the one to say conspiracy, but there are only three major kind of musical companies: UMG, Universal, Sony, and Warner. Mm-hmm. And I think as the business model changes, and I'm a company, I've always looked at my bottom line. So now I create or invest in AI, and I create stream platforms, all these different things that takes away from what the artist could have made. They just had huge layoffs. So if you had 10,000 people and you got artists that are hoping on this guy to help market me,
Right.
now you're not there anymore.
Man, I'm going to tell you, I am not a fan of streaming.
Tell me why.
As an artist,
Tell me why.
I mean,
I know why.
you can ask Drake, you can ask Snoop.
And even then, but they're making money.
Oh, hold up, slow down.
Okay.
I want you to Google how much money, how many streams,
Hold on. I know this one.
how many streams Snoop has and how much money he's made. And then when you take that and you apply it to what he would have made if he'd have sold records, man, they're paying a fraction of what the artist is really worth with this stream stuff. Artists are not making money on streams, unfortunately. And to me, that kills the game. That kills it for me because, I mean, I'm a songwriter. I'm a producer. You know, look at Spotify. I can sell 100,000, 200,000 songs and get paid less than a couple $100.
Yeah, it's like 0.002 cents. per
Point
stream,
zero
something like
zero
that.
two.
Yeah.
So
It's really
so
crazy.
do the math.
Snoop Dogg had billion streams. He made less than $45,000.
Come on, a billion streams. A billion streams.
That, I mean, that puts a lot into perspective.
$45,000. You cannot even buy a Cadillac with that.
Yeah.
So where did the money go? He who owns the platform rules the world.
Oh. I mean, yo, the music model is broken.
Yeah.
It's broken. And until they figure out how to monetize it, it's just gonna be no one's really incentivized to get in and make great music. No one wants to. I mean, look at what's happened to the music game in general. A lot of artists are not invested.
But that to me is sad because this is when you think about actual artists as opposed to an entertainer, you would think that the music would still keep coming and they'd still be inspired and it wouldn't be necessarily about the money because it's their art.
Yeah, I mean, I can think of the days when you had artists that had passion, like you had an Aretha Franklin, you had a Marvin Gaye, you had a
Classics.
you had a Nat King Cole, you had a
Classics.
passionate artists. The whole Motown.
Shout out to Motown.
Gladys Knight, Patti LaBelle, Luther Vandross.
So who would you say would be on that level as far as passion about their art? Now, currently.
Erykah Badu, she's very passionate.
All right.
She's not as prolific as some of the other artists, but she's extremely passionate about what she does.
I think so. I looked at like who were the top artists, R&B artists, and it was male at the time because I was doing something else. And John Legend came up a lot. Usher,
Okay.
Chris Brown, obviously Chris Brown, and I'm talking like you can go 10, 15 years back.
Right. Kendrick Lamar is passionate.
Yeah.
Extremely passionate. Drake is passionate.
Yeah, definitely.
Drake is very passionate. J. Cole.
But they're also making money doing other things.
Well, yeah, they've got other side hustles, but when she said who was passionate.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I mean, like I can remember going to see Aretha Franklin, Stevie Wonder. Talk about passion.
Yeah.
Like, I really, it really is hard for me to pull that from some of today's artists. I mean, I can't really pull that Stevie Wonder type.
What about her?
Her is dope.
Incredibly.
I mean, to me, there's the thing about the internet, and we talked about this the last time, that you have all these people just sprouting up out of nowhere.
Yo, her is
that
dope.
are-
I love her. I love SZA.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, these are actual artists. They write their own. I mean,
They play music.
they
play
play
read.
instruments. They're artists. Like Alicia Keys. Like, I consider her an artist.
Alicia Keys is dope too. When she first came on the scene, it was like she harkened back to that whole Aretha Franklin
When she
type
dropped,
vibe.
because everybody else was doing other things.
Yeah, she brought it back initially to some soul, and I thought that was dope. Maxwell.
Yeah. But to me, those are the ones that are always going to be performing for the rest of their life.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you that, Jessica. You sing. If you were an artist
sang.
today, you sang. If you were an artist today, what would you do to get yourself to where you wanted to be? What would you do?
I'd get a team.
Yep.
I mean,
What kind of team?
Someone that knows social media.
Yeah, marketing team. No, exactly. That's exactly what you would do.
Someone that knows social media, man. That's the way to get on nowadays, man. We got people putting songs on the internet, and then two weeks later they've signed a deal.
They signed a deal and
so I mean,
shows.
what I'm saying is that these are who we would consider true artists. They're still working on their craft and perfecting their craft, and they have machines behind them or teams behind them. But I don't think that the music for those particular artists has changed, or their passion, or what they've done or produced.
True.
Because of the financial thing. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to be artists regardless.
Yeah. Okay. And that makes sense.
Yeah, but it's kind of funny because if you're an artist and you're struggling day to day to pay your bills, and
you got to eat somehow.
You got to put some food in the pantry, and
how would you like your order?
And you looking at Rihanna, and she jumps out there with her lines and making that money.
Crazy.
Man, listen.
Yeah,
you're gonna start saying, "Let me get my hustle on too," because she making billions of dollars. Rihanna don't have to cut another record ever again.
Not at all.
And she knows that.
But that's, I mean, and that's brilliance, intelligence, diversification,
luck.
Yeah, and then you have to think of how many people that you know. I mean, just even in the subway that have powerhouse voices, or people you know that can sing.
Right.
And how many people will ever hear them?
No.
Sometimes it's just the luck of the draw. We think that we can create you into this top performer, artist, entertainer. So I think a lot of the music business pushes people that can be entertainers as opposed to true artists.
And even being at the right place at the right time.
Right place at the right time. That's true.
But you do have true artists.
Absolutely.
Like the Her and the SZA. And I would imagine that they don't do as much promoting as, they have a team behind them.
And they don't have
So
to because
hopefully-
they've shown what they can do. Yeah.
So hopefully they're working on their craft.
Yeah. So, I mean, what do you think of somebody like The Weeknd? Does he fall in that category?
Good question.
That's a good question.
Think about it.
I'll have to think about that.
He was on the Super Bowl.
He pushes a lot of units.
He's on the Super Bowl.
He pushes a lot of units. He's talented. I'm not going to, he has a good machine behind him. Don't get me wrong. And sometimes like that is a combo, a little bit of talent, a little bit of machine makes it breaks you.
Okay, for Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars. I was just about to say that.
Yeah. See, we on.
We just had a moment.
We
just had synergy.
When he said Bruno Mars, I have a couple of feelings about it. So I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and.
But to me, I would consider him more entertainer than artist.
Okay.
But I don't.
But
know.
he is an artist.
But Bruno is dope.
Yeah.
Very dope.
Oh man, let me tell you something. I was at the Grammys, and he was performing.
He's the man.
That brother took the stage and just tore it down.
He gets busy.
Tore it down. Like literally, I haven't seen anybody really command that Grammy stage like Bruno Mars.
Michael Jackson.
Oh,
1975.
Michael Jackson is the standard for Grammys.
Now. I understand he's definitely an incredible entertainer, artist. I also feel that the switch from his style of songs and picks really catapulted him to be that. And I could be wrong. It just, I don't know. I don't know. I'm on the fence.
Bruno Mars is not your traditional R&B singer.
Yeah, no, he's a
pop.
He's a pop singer.
Pop
yeah, I would
star.
say pop more than anything.
And he came up from nothing. Like his story is so dope. I mean, he was featured on some rappers doing hooks for rappers, and then boom.
Now, don't get me wrong. He put in his due. He paid his dues. He put in his time, and he is talented. I just think just.
What do you think about Taylor Swift?
Yeah, no. Taylor Swift is Taylor Swift. She's like those artists that can do anything and will always sell and always stream and do she's on Disney with a concert tour.
What do you think about Taylor? You like Taylor?
I think she can sing. I mean, I
got one or two on my playlist. One of hers, one or two of hers.
She's pop, right?
Pop. Country.
I think she's pop.
Little combo.
But do you know a Taylor Swift song? Can you name a song off the top? Can you name a song off the top?
Yeah, so my
okay, so he can't name.
He can't name.
Hold on.
He can't. Oh, he gonna Google it. You gotta Google it.
No.
He's gonna Google
I know it's.
You see, I did that on purpose because some people are icons and they transcend the art.
Yeah.
But you know their music.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, name a Michael Jackson song.
Beat it.
Name a Michael Jackson song.
Thriller.
She's out of my life.
PYT. Oh, man. The list goes on, and you can even go back to the Jackson 5. But then there's some artists where they're stars, but you can't really name one record. Now, what is that?
It also depends on what you listen to. If you're only listening to R&B or hip hop, then you wouldn't hear anything.
Yeah.
If you're listening to top 100 on,
then you'll know everything.
Then you probably hear a little bit of everything. But it really depends on who you're listening to.
So here we go back to your question. I bet you if I say name an Elton John song, you could.
I could, but I can't think of one right now.
Or
Benny and the Jets.
Or the Beatles.
Yeah.
Hey Jude.
I know. I was gonna say Hey Jude.
John Lennon. You know.
Imagine all the people.
So you're saying, all right, there's a level of being a star, and then there's a level of being a personality.
Yeah.
Okay.
A pop personality. So.
Okay. That makes sense.
Well, we are about at our 30-minute mark.
Oh wow!
That time flies when you have fun.
Yeah. That was cool though. I definitely learned a lot. I'll have to wax off my old memories of Taylor Swift.
I know, and I'm gonna have to listen to Elton John because I know a few of these, but I cannot for the life of me think of anyone right now.
Man,
Goodbye, Yellow Brick Road.
Elton John is the man.
But you know who is really the man? I'm sorry, one of my favorites is Queen, and
Freddie Mercury.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You ever see the video of him on the stage? Was it Live Aid where he was just tearing down like 100,000 people? Yeah, he was dope. Well, that about wraps it up.
That wraps it up.
I know. And this is Soundwave Live, right? I'm Jessica Carl.
My name is JUAN COON.
And I am Gene Groove Allen.
And thank you for tuning in next time.
All right. See you later.